In last lecture, we have seen that what is the fundamental torque equation, what is the multi-quadrant operation, sign convention related to it, okay, what are the modes of operation. Then by using the equation of power equal to torque into speed, we have defined the name of each quadrant, that is forward motoring, forward braking, reverse motoring, reverse braking. Then we have seen an example of hoist, okay, and with the help of this example we can understand how a multi-quadrant operation of drive is going on. Okay, okay. हॅलो अनिकेत,
हा सर.
मी आतापर्यंत काय बोललो ते ऐकू आलं?
हॅलो. नाही सर, मध्ये मध्ये अडकत होते, क्लिअर येत नव्हतं.
तर आता सुरू करेल, म्हणजे काहीतरी प्रॉब्लेम झाला होता आज, काहीतरी इथे इंटरनेट नाही आहे, त्यामुळे मोबाईलवरून मी इंटरनेट सुरू केलेलं आहे, त्यामुळे थोडस मे बी प्रॉब्लेम येईल असं वाटतंय. ओके, आता व्यवस्थित येतोय अनिकेत?
हा यायलाय सर, आता यायलाय.
बरं बरं, ठीक आहे. ओके, मग स्टार्ट करूया आपण आता. We have seen the multi-quadrant operation of drive, okay, and in each quadrant we have seen how the operation of drive is depend on the direction of rotation or the direction of speed, direction of motor torque or load torque. Okay, to examine the operation of a drive, we must know the how load operates itself. Okay, what is the effect of load on the drive? Okay, for example, in the case of hoist, the effect of gravity, okay, is dominant. Okay, in case of, if we consider the load. Okay, next we will, okay, for all these slides I have referred this book, Fundamentals of Electrical Drives by G.K. Dubey. Okay, I will share its scan copy. I have its scan copy. I will share it on group. Okay, you can refer that, and most of the syllabus will be covered from same book. Okay, next point is the load torque. Okay, in the equation I will write that equation again. The fundamental torque equation is given as T is equal to TL plus J d omega m by dt, where TL is nothing but what? Load torque. Load torque. Okay. Remember the symbol for the load torque, T with small l as subscript. It is a small l is there. Okay. Now this load torque TL can be divided into three types. Okay. Actually, when we want to run a motor, okay, it has to supply various torques. Okay. For example, in AC machines and in DC machines, we have used the word losses. Okay. For example, friction losses, windage losses. But in case of drives, okay, we have to overcome that losses. Okay, means what? We have to provide that losses also. Means what? If we want to run the machine, we have to overcome those particular losses. Okay. In case of drives, we use the word torque. Okay, torque instead of loss. Okay, so the load torque, okay, means what? If you want to run the load which is connected to the shaft of motor, we have to overcome or we have to provide three components of load torque. Okay, first is the T capital L, means what? Torque required to do useful mechanical work. Means what? What would be the actual work we want to do? For example, to lift the hoist, okay, or to move a particular object horizontally, okay, that is the useful work. Okay, but doing the useful work, okay, we have also have to provide other torques or other losses, you can say other losses. First is the friction torque. Friction always happens there whenever a motion is there, okay, friction torque. And third is the windage torque or windage loss, okay, TW. Okay, these three torques, okay, are the main types of the load torque. Okay, again they are divided in subgroups, we will see that. Okay, the first, please note here the difference between the load torque. This load torque is the total load torque. Okay, it is a total load torque, and T with capital L is the torque required to do useful mechanical work. Okay, please remember this symbol difference. Okay, the first is the torque required to do useful mechanical work. Its symbol is T with capital L. T with capital L. Okay, nature of this torque depends upon particular application. Means what? For example, we have seen the multi-coordinate operation of hoist. Okay, the nature of that particular hoist is dependent on what? Weight of counterweight, also the weight of cage itself, and gravity effect. Okay, these three components you have to consider. Okay, whether the cage is loaded or unloaded. Okay, you have to consider all those things. Means what? The nature of torque depends on particular application. It may be constant and independent of speed. Okay, in some cases this torque may be constant. Okay, it may be some function of speed. Okay, it may be time invariant or time variant. Okay, it may be some function of speed. Means what? The load torque, okay, may be directly proportional to speed, or it will be the inversely proportional to speed, or it may be proportional to square of speed. Okay, we are going to see those graphs also. Okay, it may be time invariant or time variant. Okay, the torque may be constant type over the time period, then it is a time invariant, and it is varies time to time, then it is a time variant. Okay, its nature may also change with the load's mode of operation. Okay, maybe during the forward motoring its value is different, during the braking its value is different. Okay, for example, you can consider the example of a train. Okay, when train is at station, and when we want to drive that particular train, then the starting torque is dominant. Okay, then in for moving a stationary train we have to supply a lot more value of torque. Okay, then in that case only the train will start to move. When we are going through hilly region, okay, when it is going upward, the torque requirement, torque demand will increase, but when it goes downward on slope, okay, the torque demand reduces. Okay, or when the train is going to turn in right direction or left direction, then the friction between the wheels and the track, okay, is going to be increased. Okay, all these conditions must be considered. Okay, second is the friction torque. Okay, friction will be present at the motor shaft and also in various parts of the load. Okay, maybe the motor is directly coupled to the load. Okay, in that case only you have to consider the friction at the motor shaft. Okay, but in some cases the load is connected through the belts, the load is connected through gears. Okay, in that case the friction between belt and shaft, friction between gear and shaft, also friction between various parts of gears. Okay, you have to consider those parts also. Okay, its symbol is TF. TF is the equivalent value of various friction torques referred to the motor shaft. Okay, number of friction torques are there at every stages of operation. You have to consider all those. Its value at standstill is much higher than its value slightly above zero speed. Obviously, when the machine is at rest, in that case, the friction is very high as compared to when machine is running. Okay. Again, friction torque is resolved into three components. It is divided into three components. The first is the stiction. TS. ओके, माझा आवाज व्यवस्थित येतोय ना अनिकेत? हॅलो अनिकेत, अनिल थोरात, आरती पवार. हॅलो अनिकेत, माझा आवाज येतोय का? अनिल,
मधून मधून ब्रेक होते सर.
ब्रेक होतोय म्हणजे काहीच कळत नाहीये का कसं? आता व्यवस्थित येतोय का?
थोडा थोडा अनक्लिअर होतोय सर.
आता सध्या
नाही सर, मध्ये मध्ये अडकतोय थोडं. हा येतोय सर, आता आला.
आता येतोय ना? बरं. अरे ते काय होतंय, मोबाईलवर सुरू केलंय आणि ज्या वेळेला काही मेसेज वगैरे येतील त्यावेळी थोडस कट होणार, ते असं आहे. आज थोडस इथे इंटरनेटचा प्रॉब्लेम आहे. ओके, तरी स्लाइड वरून मी इक्वेशन वगैरे लिहितोय, त्यावरून तुम्हाला थोडं क्लिअर होईल. मध्ये काय प्रॉब्लेम आला तर मग तुम्ही अनम्यूट करून बोला, मला कळेल. आता येतोय ना व्यवस्थित? Okay. The friction torque is resolved into three components. First is the stiction. Stiction is nothing but what? A friction at zero speed. Okay, it's called as stiction or static friction. Okay, when the machine is at rest, okay, and we want to run that machine, the friction present at the near to zero speed, okay, it is nothing but what? A stiction. हा अनिकेत, आता येतोय का?
हा येतोय.
ओके ओके.
हॅलो,
हा बोल. ओके ओके, येतोय ना? बरं ठीक आहे.
हा यायलाय सर, आवाज यायलाय.
ओके ओके,
हो येतोय.
स्टार्ट करूया आपण. Means what? Stiction is present only at the zero speed, and as the machine starts to rotate, this will disappear. Next is the viscous friction. Okay, it varies linearly with speed and it is given by, means what? The viscous friction will increase as speed will increase. Okay, and it is given by the formula TV is equal to B into omega m, where B is viscous friction coefficient. Okay, it is a constant. Okay, stiction is present only at zero speed. Viscous friction will increase with the speed. And the third is the Coulomb friction. Okay, its symbol is TC. It is independent of speed and it is a constant. Okay, it is a constant. Okay, all these three types of frictions are shown in here. Okay, for example, the curve of friction is look like this. It is look like this. Okay, but this part can be divided into three parts. First is the stiction. This part is the stiction part. Okay, it is shown here. It is only present at zero speed, and as speed will rise, it will disappear. Here the value of this torque is 0. Next is this part. This is the linear part. Okay, linear means what? It is a viscous friction part. Okay, it will increase as speed is increased. And third is this part. For example, this particular part, okay, is going to shift this particular curve. Okay, and this part is nothing but what? A constant torque part. Okay, it is shown here. TC. When we add these three curves, okay, TS plus TV plus TC, we will get this particular curve. Okay, so the friction TF is equal to TS plus TV plus TC. It is the addition of these three components. Okay, since TS is present only at standstill, okay, stiction is present only at standstill, it is not taken into account in the dynamic analysis. Okay, during dynamic analysis or transient analysis, okay, means what? The machine is running at 100 rpm and we want to run it at 200 rpm. Okay, that change in speed is nothing but what? A dynamic analysis or transient analysis. Okay, during that period, okay, because the machine is not running at zero speed, okay, it is not at zero speed, okay, therefore this friction part, okay, can be eliminated. Okay, therefore friction TF can be written as TV plus TC. Okay, means what? Friction is the addition of viscous friction plus Coulomb friction. Next is the windage torque. Okay, when motor runs, wind generates a torque opposing the motion. Okay, this is known as windage torque. It is proportional to speed squared and it is given by this formula TW is equal to C omega m square. Okay. As machine runs, the opposition by the wind near to it will increase. Okay, therefore the windage torque will increase and it is given by TW is equal to C omega m square. Okay, you will feel this torque, okay, when you are driving a two-wheeler. Okay, when your speed of two-wheeler increases, the opposition by coming wind will going to increase. Okay, गाडी चालवताना समोरून जे काय हवा आपल्या तोंडावर लागते, स्पीड जसं वाढवत जाऊ तसं ते जास्त लागते हवा. ओके, त्याचा फॉर्म्युला जो आहे विंडेज टॉर्कचा तो आहे म्हणजे C इंटू ओमेगा एम स्क्वेअर, where C is a constant. Therefore total load torque TL is given by what? It is the addition of torque required to do useful work plus friction torque plus windage torque. Again TF is equal to TV plus TC. Okay, we have put here, and therefore TL becomes TL plus TV is equal to B omega m plus TC is written as, because it is a constant value, okay, TC plus TW is equal to C omega m square. Okay, means what? The total load torque is the addition of these four quantities. Okay, in many applications हॅलो अनिकेत, माझा आवाज येतो ऐकू?
हॅलो,
आवाज येतोय ना?
हा येतोय सर. हो येतोय.
मला ते सारखंच रिसेट व्हायला लागलंय, जसं मेसेज येते तसं ते रिसेट व्हायला लागलंय, थोडासा प्रॉब्लेम येणार आहे. ओके, in many applications the sum of Coulomb torque and windage torque is very small compared to friction torque B into omega m. Okay, friction torque is the major torque of the load torque other than the torque required to do useful torque. Okay, these two parts are very large as compared to remaining two parts. It is negligible compared to TL. Okay, the Coulomb torque and torque due to windage loss is very small as compared to friction torque, and it is negligible as compared to torque required to do useful work. Okay, therefore it can be omitted. this part can be neglected. Therefore, the load torque TL is equal to TL plus B omega. TL is nothing but what? Torque required to do useful work. B omega M is nothing but what? Viscous friction. Therefore, fundamental torque equation can be written as, okay, fundamental torque equation is this: T is equal to TL plus J d omega M by dt. In place of TL, when we write this equation, okay, you will get this equation: T is equal to J d omega M by dt plus TL plus B omega M. Okay. This is nothing but what? A part of components of load torques and the related equation. Okay, next point is nature of load torques. Next is the nature of load torques. Okay, as I said earlier, as the load changes, the nature of load torque, speed torque characteristic will going to change. Okay. Okay, some of the load example of loads is given here. Okay, a low speed hoist is an example of load where the torque is constant and independent of the speed. Okay, low speed hoist. Okay, the hoist running at very low speed. At low speeds, obviously, windage torque is negligible. Okay, windage torque is present when the machine is running at high speed. Okay, but here the load is moving very slow speed. Therefore, windage torque is negligible. Therefore, net torque is mainly due to gravity. Okay, gravity means what? The effect of the weight of the hoist itself, which is constant and independent of speed. Okay, in case of low speed hoist, the effect of gravity is main. Okay, and obviously the gravity is constant. Gravity is constant. Therefore, and it is gravity is independent of speed. Okay, it is independent of speed. Therefore, they have written as a low speed hoist is an example of load where torque is constant. Torque is constant and independent of speed. Okay, the reason is the gravity. There are drives where Coulomb friction dominates over other torque components. Consequently, torque is independent of speed. Okay, Coulomb friction is a constant. Example given: paper mill drive. Okay, in paper mill drive, okay, the constant torque of very large value have to be given. Okay, to cut a particular set of paper. To get a particular set of paper, or to drill or to hole a set of paper. Okay, for that you have to have a very large value of torque. Okay, or for example, to print a paper. Okay, you have to press with a very large value of force. Okay, which is going to constant. Okay, if the torque is constant, you can see that it is a Coulomb friction. Fans, compressor, aeroplanes, centrifugal pumps, ship propellers, coilers, high-speed hoists, traction, etc. are example of case where load torque is a function of speed. Okay, these are the loads. Okay, where the load torque is a function of speed. Okay, we are going to see their graphs. Okay, first is the fan. In fans, compressors, aeroplanes, the windage dominates. Okay, as the fan speed is increases, the windage torque will increases. Okay, as the speed of aeroplane increase, the opposition by the windage will increase. Consequently, load torque is proportional to speed square. Okay, we have seen that the equation for windage torque TW is equal to C into omega M square. Okay, means what? The torque where windage torque dominates, okay, will have curve proportional to speed square. Okay, this type of curve you will get. Okay, so that curve is shown here. This is the curve where windage torque dominates. Windage is opposition offered by air to the motion. Similar nature of load toss can be expected when the motion is opposed by any other fluid. Okay, uh, in these cases, fans, compressor, aeroplanes, the motion of windage is considered. But examples like water in centrifugal pumps, okay, there is the opposition due to the flow of water. Okay, means what, it is a fluid other than air. And ship propellers, ओके, या ठिकाणी सुद्धा शिप प्रोपेलर्स, सेंट्रिफ्युगल पंप, ह्या केस मध्ये मात्र आपण विंडेज टॉर्क म्हटलं तर त्या ठिकाणी काय असणार आहे, दिस इज द टॉर्क ड्यू टू द फ्लो ऑफ वॉटर. ओके, in those cases also you will get same characteristic, this characteristic. Next is the example of high speed hoist. आता या ठिकाणी काय आहे, हाय स्पीड hoist आहे. Means what, you have to consider windage loss also. In a high speed hoist, viscous friction and windage also have appreciable magnitude in addition to gravity. Okay, आधी आपण बघितलं low speed hoist, in that case gravity is the dominant part. Okay, but in case of high speed hoist, 1 minute, high speed hoist, you have to consider gravity also, friction torque. Okay, viscous friction means what, the friction between the shaft of the motor and the rope, metallic rope connected to its shaft. Okay, you have to consider that part also. And third is the windage, because the now speed hoist is running at very large speed. Okay, so windage loss also be considered, thus giving a speed torque curve of figure B. Okay, in case of high speed hoist, this type of curve is common. Okay, it is the addition of this curve. Okay, this curve means what, windage effect must be seen here. Okay, windage effect can be seen here. It is not linear, but it is somewhat, okay, somewhat bended. Okay, means what, this curve has or it shows the effect of windage. Also the constant part is here. Okay, this constant part is because of what, the gravity effect plus friction between the shaft and the rope connected to the shaft. Next is the nature of speed torque characteristic of traction load. Okay, means what, locomotive or railway when moving on a level ground is shown in figure C. Okay, because of its heavy mass, the stiction is large. Near zero speed, net torque is mainly due to restriction. Okay, if we consider the example of train, okay, and when it is at zero speed and we want to run it, okay, the torque required at zero speed will be very high. Okay, means what, the torque required at zero speed is very high because we have to run that train, and the weight of the train is very large. Okay, means what, the starting torque requirement is large. Okay, and this is because of what, stiction present at zero speed. Okay, and once it start to run, the curve will be the straight line. Curve will be a straight line. Okay, so as the speed of machine will increase, the torque will increase. Okay, at zero speed, stiction will be present. The stiction, however, disappears at final speed, and then windage and viscous friction dominate. Okay, once the train starts to run, the stiction will disappear and the windage and viscous friction will be there. Okay, because of large stiction and need for accelerating a heavy mass, the motor torque required for starting a train is very much large than what is required to run it at full speed. Okay, you have seen the example application of series motor. Why it is required to run the motor? Because it produces high starting torque. Okay, you have seen such example there. And once the machine starts to run, okay, or train starts to run, the only part remains to provide is the windage and the viscous friction between the train wheels and the track. Torque in coiler drive is also function of speed. It is approximately hyperbolic in nature. Okay, as shown in figure, the developed torque is nearly constant at all speeds. Okay, coiler is a type of you can see a wheel which used to make coils of for example ते कशाचं ते धागा वगैरे असतं त्याचं जे काय असतं त्यासाठी वापरतात. ओके, ज्याचं ज्याचं कॉइलिंग करायचं असेल त्या ठिकाणी कॉइलर ड्राईव्ह वापरतात. ओके, when it is not loaded, okay, here is this part, when it is not loaded, okay, it is running at a very high speed. It is running at very high speed, and when it is loaded, okay, means what, it is doing some work, then the speed will decrease. Okay, the coiler drive has this type of characteristic. Okay. Okay, load torques again can be classified according to their nature. Okay, we have seen that how the load torque is divided in 3 parts, but they can be classified as well like this. Load torques can be broadly classified into 2 categories, active and passive. Okay, what we have seen, the TL is equal to TL plus TF plus TW. These are the components. These are the components of load torque, not the classification. But the load torques can be classified as active load torque and the passive load torque. What is active load torque? Okay, load torques which have potential to drive the motor under equilibrium condition are called active load torques. Such load torques usually retain their sign when the direction of drive rotation is changed. Okay, active load torques means what, their sign of or direction of sign cannot be changed. Okay, their direction cannot be changed. Okay, for example, gravitational force. Okay, gravitational force will always act in the downward direction. Okay, maybe when the for example here they have used the work, it will bring particular load as equilibrium condition. Equilibrium condition means what, whatever is the initial condition they want to retain. Okay, for example, consider there is a hilly region. Okay, for example, suppose this is the hilly region. Okay, and for suppose the vehicle is going up. Okay, but what torque due to gravity does, it wants to bring the motor at whatever be the previous position. Okay, there. Also, when it goes down, when vehicle goes down, again the torque direction remains same. Torque due to gravity remains same, and it wants to bring that particular motor at original position. Okay, means what? Such torques have a potential to drive the motor under equilibrium condition. Okay, and their sign will not change. Okay, direction will not change. Okay, same gravitational force, like there is a tension which will act in the same direction throughout the operation. Compression, torsion. 1 minute. Torsion undergone by elastic body. What happened? Okay, undergone by elastic body come under this category. And whereas the passive load, okay, they change their sign. Load torques which always oppose the motion and change their sign on reversal of the motion are called passive load torques. Which are the passive load torques? Friction, windage, cutting, etc. For example, machine is running in clockwise direction, the friction will act in anti-clockwise direction. When the motor is running in anti-clockwise direction, the friction will act in clockwise direction. Means what? Whatever the direction of the motor, the friction torque will act in opposite direction. Okay. Same, windage will also always oppose the motion. Okay. Similarly, cutting, when we want to cut a metal, okay, that particular metal will oppose the cutting operation. Okay. These are the passive load torque.